Beyond the beach, beyond the tan lines, lies a beauty above all others. Something deeper than the obvious. Something deeper than you and me. And it's out there, among the mundane, among the commonplace, among those things you pass every day. Consider this your siesta awakening. Next, on Diamonds Along the Highway.
Who is the sailor and who isn't? I'm the sailor. How I can prove
Art
it,
is
I don't
long
know.
and life is short.
Going to the beat. It's the beat generation. It's Bayat. It's the beat to keep. It's the beat of the heart.
A wonderful experience.
And we had a chance to live.
That's it, guy! Nice shot!
In 1917, the year Sarasota was first connected to Siesta Key, the Founding Fathers knew they had something special. They knew if you build it, they will come. But this isn't another beach story. Although that would be enough, because Siesta Key, ranked among the best beaches in the country, is pretty special. But chances are the original blueprint of this beautiful piece of real estate did not include this.
You see people of all walks of life, all incomes, all backgrounds, all ages, and it's just a joyous, wonderful experience. And you realize with people that we're a lot more alike than we are different, and you get kind of a slice of people here at the drum circle.
This is as close to California as you're going to get here. We find it exciting. We find it something unusual that every city doesn't have, and we like to bring visitors here to see our special culture.
In our white sand beach.
Yes.
Our white sand beach, #1 in the world, in the United States.
And do you get a special feeling when you come and listen to the drums? What's the feeling you get?
Freedom.
Freedom.
There's just a movement. You can go with the breezes, you can go with the beat.
Are you gonna get out there and dance?
I may.
You never know what she's going to do.
Oh, you don't know about me.
Well, maybe we'll dance together.
All right.
I'll hold the microphone and you dance.
I love coming here. I love coming to see new things, and the drums are just wonderful.
Does this provide a healing power to you, a healing feeling?
Well, it just makes you feel good. That don't make you heal. Feeling good is just about as good as you can get. So I love it. I love coming. I don't
really feel like I need healing. Right now, everything is just fine.
Wonderful.
Feeling good seems to be a phrase most often used when visiting Siesta Key. Could this be what Juan Ponce de Leon was searching for? According to popular legend, the great Spanish explorer set out in search of gold in the New World, where he believed there was a fountain of youth, one that restored vitality and elevated moods. Could the Ponce de Leon myth be closer to fact? Perhaps the fountain of youth flows in other ways, like through these crystal sands, or out there, somewhere near, yet very far away. Whatever the mystery, there isn't a shortage of folks who want to share or explain what they believe are the mystical qualities of Siesta Key.
A person could come to
Siesta Key, they don't have to know anything about healing. They don't have to know anything about alternative medicines or complementary medicine. To just come here and to sit on the sand by the water is healing, because the water itself, the waves, plays the sand and creates the vibration that is healing.
It's got a little bit of moisture in it from the rain overnight, but this will be like powder. I have always known about the sacredness of this area. It goes back to Native American times, and the sand and the quartz on this beach is like no other in the world. On the hottest day of July at high noon, you can lie on the sand in quartz crystal and be cool. Recently, we had a Gulf oil spill, and the entire world knew about this Gulf oil spill, and a lot of people were concerned about what would happen to Sarasota Bay and Siesta Key particularly, and those of us in the community knew it would be okay. It was protected. The way the currents, the barometric currents, the ocean currents, the weather currents flow in this area, it has created a barometric bubble of protection around this area.
You said the sacredness. I want to stay on that a little. The sacredness of the Indian, the Native American.
It's the Native American and the people, the spiritual community that has gravitated to Sarasota in the last, I would say, 5 to 6 years.
Really?
People have come from all over the country on a visit to Sarasota, and they know not what brings them here, but they go home, they sell their property, they sell their homes, they sell their businesses, they pack up dogs, cats, and come here. And they're gravitated to this area. And more people come. I mean, it's probably the largest concentration of spiritual centers, and it's spread out quite widely. I mean, people hear about all of these sacred cities all over the world. Sarasota has developed its own sacredness.
I'm with Mick McManus. Mick, you're the shaman from Queens, right?
Correct.
So how did you find your way here from? Take a wrong trolley stop, a wrong subway?
No, the right one, actually. I was living in Toronto, Canada at the time, and came down for a vacation. And somebody invited me to do a lecture down in Venice.
Right.
In Venice, Florida. And they took me out to Siesta Key Beach. And I said, this is it. I felt the vortex that's about 3 miles out, felt the energy, said this is it. Went home to Toronto, packed up, and been back since.
Now you hang out down here? I see all down here.
I lived here for many years, and I've been out here quite frequently, morning, noon, and night.
You do a ceremony, you do a ritual.
Right, I do a ritual that's called Spirit Chi. It's a combination. I've got 51 years in the martial arts and about 35 years in the North and South American realms of shamanism. And I combine the both. Spirit being, in the Native American tradition, the God-goddess energy, universal energy. In Chinese, Qi is the life force, so it's called Spirit Qi.
Another one of the area's beautiful wanderers, whose fate was controlled by forces unexplainable, is Zan Benham. Zan's life took an entirely new meaning by a simple, yet profound twist of fate. Your journey is taking you from New York City. You were an agent.
I was.
In Hollywood. You worked with some big stars, Sigourney Weaver, Kathleen Turner.
Did.
Top-notch A-list actresses.
Michael Gross.
Yeah.
Put Chris Atkins in Blue Lagoon. Yeah.
So you
that was way long ago.
In another galaxy.
In another galaxy.
So what led you here? What do you think it was?
I don't have a think. I know what led me here.
Which is?
I have a son who was in school in New York and had dyslexia. And I had him in expensive specialized school, and they told me he was too socially evolved to stay in those specialized schools and to try to get him in public school. Well, I had an ex-husband who was at the Oslo Theater, who was an actor down in a place called Sarasota, Florida. And so I sent my son to live with his father. Now, I remember driving across the bridge over at Lido. I lived in North Sarasota, and just crying, just sobbing. I didn't really like Florida. I was really ready to leave New York City. In fact, it was almost a divine providence that I did, because the city made me angry. One of the best things for people to do if they're not feeling good is go out there, hug a tree, lie down on the earth. Seriously. It's very rejuvenating, very healing. So here I was in the land of sand.
You have another name that you go by.
I go by the name Butterfly Dear Woman, Kamela Takawin, and this was given to me in a sweat lodge. We live here in Sarasota in a place that is kind of spiritual Mecca. So you have many people with different names that they come through. And a name is either one to teach you or one for you to grow towards. And for me, Butterfly Dear Woman is one for me to grow towards.
Shortly after you reach the soft, sugary sand that is 99% pure quartz crystal, there stands a monument to all that is sacred here, all that is timeless. It's simply called the Grandma Tree.
When you hold space and it's recognized that there is a sacredness about the space that you hold, people resonate and recognize that. And when they do, they will come. It's like Field of Dreams. Build it and they will come.
Look at you.
When you set sacred space and the heart is pure and the integrity is clear, they will come. And that is what both Patricia and I do. If you build it, they will come. And we build a spiritual atmosphere in this area, and they come.
Wow. Well, I can see that. You know, what you're saying, it's very moving to me, and I'm just very thrilled to have you tell me about this tree, which I've probably seen thousands of times, literally, and not really seen it.
True. It's true. People come here and you tell them, meet at the tree. And the question is always, what tree? And the answer is, the tree. It's the only tree that grows out on the sand. It doesn't know where it came from. It doesn't know what it is. It doesn't know if it's a fir or a pine or an Australian cypress. It has no idea what it is. On 12/12/12, it's a couple of weeks before the winter solstice, and it is the time that the Mayans said that the calendar would end and we would start a new age. We will anchor this new age with an entire community present all day long as I invite them to drum, play flutes, dance, and to help create the mandala right at the spot we're going to visit.
The mandala is what in significance? That means circle.
Mandala means, it's a Tibetan sacred art, and it means sacred circle. And it is created through a meditative state of consciousness. The Native Americans call it the sacred wheel or the medicine wheel. And the mandala is created in an altered state of consciousness, usually in a meditative state, and images and visuals come, and they're usually a geometric design.
You know what? I want to go see Grandma.
Let's go see Grandma.
All right.
Now that is an auspicious site right there. This is the symbol. It's a beetle, it's a sand beetle, and it is the symbol in ancient Egypt of immortality. And I'm telling you a story about the future of humanity in times to come after the change of the ages, and that black beetle has walked past our path.
Is that good?
Good symbol.
Good.
a good and auspicious symbol.
I'm glad you said good.
This is a much more interesting sky than to have solid blue. You can have solid blue all the time, but these are the spirits that come in on these clouds. The clouds, according to the ancients, are messengers of the gods. Birds and clouds present messages. One of the things I like to do is leave an offering when I come, or we do a sacred ceremony. And the offering is, can I ask you? Yes. The offering here is something of the earth and the earth's abundance, and to give back to the tree for her protection, for the gratitude we have of being in her presence. And I have here tobacco and a quartz crystal bead. So I just place it right at her base to bless all of us as we do this today.
Now I have to ask, why tobacco? Why the combination?
Tobacco is of the plant kingdom, and the crystal is of the mineral kingdom.
Okay.
And the air you breathe is of the spirit kingdom.
So you're covering all your bases.
And the sun gives us the fire kingdom.
There we go.
Yes. Thank you, tree.
She doesn't know what she is, but she's here.
She doesn't know what she is, but she's here. She's wonderful. She has survived winds, and she's seen much.
Let me get on the subject of the vortex, because I hear things about the vortex. I've heard friends talk about Sedona. There are places that it hits you, it communicates with you through the universe, I guess. I'm a novice at really knowing a lot about it. Explain it to me.
When I first came here, I heard stories about the sacredness of this area. And I didn't know then about what you are asking, the vortex. But I happened to be sitting on this beach right here, and I came out here at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon and began just sitting and reading a book, and I had my camera with me. And all of a sudden a cloud formation began, and I began to watch this cloud formation forming. And it began very subtly at around 3 in the afternoon, and 4 rolls of film later, darkness had not quite fallen, but what appeared in the sky seemed to have put a hush on everyone on the beach. It happened in April of 2004, and it began to look like, first it just looked like a fist, and then like a finger began to unfold, and pretty soon the rest of the finger unfolded like a spiral, and it went down and pointed down towards the sea. And the sun was behind this and began to set. The shades of this, what I later came to know of as the vortex, the shape and colors had turned from soft blues, and purples developed, and pinks, and then it went into very deep golden colors. And I just kept shooting the pictures one after another. Every 10 minutes, the iteration was more magnificent than the previous one. And I shared with you a photograph of what that vortex looked like. There are 4 shots that I believe signify what the vortex showed itself to be over that period of time.
Vortex is a spiral of energy, much like a tornado, but it's from the center out in both directions. And what causes that to happen is 2 ley lines converging. Where 2 ley lines meet. Ley lines are like the veins of the planet. They're energy, like our veins, the blood flows through us.
Right.
Well, the life force of the planet has ley lines that the energy flows through. And where they converge, where they cross 2 ley lines, causes a magnetic energy field to emerge in a specific pattern, which is called a vortex.
To me, the vortex is really God. It's really divine source energy. It's a vibrational consciousness. And when you come out here and you're on these sands, you just feel better. People feel better. They suddenly find their clarity. They go in the water. Salt water is enormously healing. And they feel replenished. And maybe they don't understand why. Some people have incredible insights.
Are these the veins running through the earth, or the vibrational consciousness of the universe? Could this be the face of God? Perhaps these photos over Siesta Key are easily explained, or maybe there's something more to them, something undefined. That brings me back to Grandma. I don't know, I'm starting to see faces in this tree, and I don't know if it's me or my punishment for not doing drugs in my youth. What is the attraction of this beach? What brings everybody here?
It opens you up. You know, there are so many people in Sarasota who have come here like I have, who some just come to visit and feel the strong need to remain here. Others have come in serendipitously as I have, not knowing why they're here, and suddenly they're here.
The tree, tell me about that, about hugging the tree, of what that does and why this is so important here.
Well, you've heard of the tree of life, yeah?
Right.
And trees are life givers to this planet. They're the lungs of the planet. And they're just healing. If you feel a tree, I always feel a horse's flank when I feel a tree, you know. And hugging a tree is probably one of the most gratifying, healing things a person can do. You know, they talk about people being tree huggers.
Right.
Tree huggers are much more peaceful than non-tree huggers.
Right.
And this tree, she just has a majesty. She has a life of her own. She's saying, hey, and she opens her branches up to the sky. And I remember climbing trees as a kid. I loved to climb. And this is a good climbing tree.
And one of the things you do for healing is to play the drum.
Yes, I do.
And you're going to play a little...
I actually do the drum for Thanksgiving.
For Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Can we do a little Thanksgiving
to
a little
say
early?
Thanksgiving. I put my drum in the sun.
All right.
Because the humidity here is strong.
All right.
Thank you to the earth and the sky, the birds, the sands, the wind and the sun, and the magnificent waters. Windea-ho, windea-ho, windea, windea, ho 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 ho, hey ho, ya ya ya. I didn't tell you, but I have a passionate voice. Anything else you want here?
Beautiful. Beautiful. I'll be here all week at the grandmother tree. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Give me a hug.
You got a hug.
You're nice ladies, Ann.
Thank you.
Butterfly,
Thank you.
dear woman.
Butterfly, dear woman.
What would my name be?
Oh.
No, give me a name. Can you give me a name?
When you said that, the animal that came through for me was otter.
I love otters.
Do you love otters?
I do, actually.
So that's what came through.
Otter.
Well, otters like to play.
Yeah.
You know?
That's
so
good.
there's something otter or otter something, but otter is a good...
I'm
good
otter than
beginning.
most.
Otter than most.
Crystal sands of Siesta Key, beneath my feet are healing me. Holy waters lapping at the shore, I surrender now and evermore.
I'm at the wall here, and you know, we all run into walls in life, and you know, my dad passed away. I would try to find him, really. I'd walk this, and a lot of tears on this beautiful beach, this beautiful sandy beach, and touch the wall. I go from point of rocks, and so I walk down this beach by myself, always by myself. And what was neat about this wall was there's a sign up there that said "Hi Gus." I always thought, you know, I never knew who wrote that. I thought it was from me. I thought it was from somewhere, some sign. And years later, that it's been washed away now, you know, as the pain has eased over the time. And I always felt like I connected with my dad here. It's more than just the beautiful sand, which it is, but it's the purity of that sand. And it'll always be a special place to me. I found myself, I found my dad again, and somewhere in the middle of this road, I found a beautiful girl named Catherine that I met right in about the middle, looking at a sunset. And you know, I think she was sent to me from above, and my dad probably had something to do with it too, so this will always be, I mean, it's not just the beach to me. That's all I got right now. The world is not one geometric straight. It's a place full of fractal angles, those unintelligible designs, an underlining network that connects all life on planet Earth. From the tip of a wave to the human heartbeat, we're all joined by those invisible variables and unexplained themes. There's something beautiful about that. There's no better place than Siesta Beach to find those pieces of my life that mean the most to me. All you have to do is free your mind, open your heart, and let it in. Or just go with your inner otter and dance.